Okay, we're going to do a little bit of maintenance on a couple of the SC10s. They seem to be my best running two-wheel drives and had a couple things go wrong. I know that the blue and silver guy, all that it did was shoot up a hex, which is this one here. I tend to tear off hexes quite a bit on these Proline wheels. I would really like it if I could find a way so that these don't. I've seen aluminum hubs to put in the middle of them, but it's like 55 bucks just to get that. So this guy's a little chewed. I'm gonna grab my power driver battery. It's right over here. Yeah. I put one of these on right before I took it out. I think this truck ran 4 times. It actually ran a pretty good time compared to a lot of the other cars. But yeah, went ahead and ate another hex. At this rate, if these were just glued on, which they are, but at least it has a replaceable center. My other ones are on bead locks, but yeah, it just eats the whole center out of there. So it's another one in the junk. This is the one that I took out before the weekend. That's a medium width though. I need the narrow. These are mediums. Let's see. These are the wides. I gotta go grab one. Give me a second. Okay, here we go. That's a wide. That's really narrow. That isn't it. It's gotta be this, right? Which one was it? So it's not that. That one's like flush. I even have one that's the right width. So that's part of the problem here, is I keep having to buy the sets just to get this width. Yeah. Okay, I got a new set upstairs. I'll go grab it. Yeah, it's Proline Racing 12 millimeter narrow and wide. Oh, what's funny on my slashes, I like to run the kind of medium one that's in between these. So I've got a whole crap load of these wide ones. Because see, it's 4 of the wides and 2 narrows. And this truck eats narrow ones. Okay, so put it together again. I have the associated hexes on it. You would think they would be nice. I don't know. not making all that much sense to me. So then I just snug them up with these. I think I do a pretty good job with the little power driver, but I still like the feel of an MIP. Okay. Snug. Get that piece of grass out of the other one. And it pretty much has to be that one, because even that, it's a little wide. I could tuck them in more, but I don't think that I should. And this thing, like I said, was the fastest car on our last play date. So the Bronco didn't get a play at all last time, because the previous time that it came out, just when we were practicing with the track and seeing how it was running, something let go loose in the transmission area. I'm not sure what it was. It doesn't sound very good. So let's get the wheels off. Probably have to pull the whole transmission out of here. First I'll pull the wheels and I'll take the gear cover. It'd be sweet if it just shoot a spur gear, but it's probably not going to be what it is. Okay, axles are on good. It feels like the diff's good. So let's go ahead, see, let's get this gear cover off. Ooh, this is still standard car, nice. Let me grab some non-metric stuff. Ooh. Got a little RPM driver in 3/32. Yep. I mean, it'd be bad and good if this spur gear is roasted on here. That would mean that it ran one battery and then shoot itself. Spur gear good. Yeah, I don't think it's a spur gear. Don't think it's that. So yeah, let's go ahead and get the motor body mount plate off. Of course, all the wires are soldered into this bad boy. Yeah, they are. That's cool. That's okay, though. So we take off 2 on the tower, 1/16 driver, I'm thinking. That's an old Trinity. Team Kinwald, 1/16. Yep. Oh, so it has some blue aluminum spacers that go under that. Let's put these over here. Like this. Gear cover still has its screws. Get this spacer. Come on, little spacer. Okay. It will be a 2.5 to take this off because that's just normal screws. Is that going to be, it's going to be metric, I would assume, so it'll be the 1/5. Yep. Okay. So that is motor out. Now to get the transmission out, had this guy for a while, but I really try not to take it apart very much. So we'll go with this one. Okay, so that separates this from the tower. Yes. Then we have to take the tower off. Okay, so upper screws in the gearbox. And then what is underneath? We've got, is it just those two? Got 2 on the bottom. Okay, so that, does that take it all out? It does. Okay. So that pops out my dog bones. Like that. And that gets the truck out of the way. Okay. Now let's see if we can figure out what happened here. So it runs 2 screws here. Oh, that's way under this. This is just assembled very strangely. So I guess we take all the ones out of the side. Two. And is there no screw in here? Well, man, we forgot that one, but that's okay. Let's see. Does that come off? It will need this one removed at least, right? What does that do? Does that take it all the way apart? If we take this one out, then I should be able to push this up and out. And then does it come off? Yes. Ish. So this thing was pretty much freewheeling on the track. Something might be chewy in there. Well, we hope. I gotta find something. I see no problem here. This all just seems free as can be, so it's got to be this. What do we got in here? Are these metric or are these 1/16? That feels metric. So it's nice that we have a mix. What do you suppose is in here? I did take this apart one time and tried to put some real heavy grease in here because I thought that I was going to no prep this thing. And it was not fast. There was nothing good about it. So I gave up on that really quick. So we got 4 little diff screws. Did that pop to one side off now? Yeah. Is it bad? Was it jumping? Was it skipping? What's going on here? Let's spray a little motor spray on this side. See if that shows us anything. looks like the diff could have been jumping around. I don't know. It's got wear in it, I suppose. This is super tight on here, but I think that's the O-rings, because they have to be able to seal in that grease. Let's see. What's in here? Let's move these back so we don't lose them. So it's got two cross pins that lay on top of each other. Let's spray this side out too, see what we got. I don't know what I'm looking at here. I was never a carpet guy, so I don't know how this stuff works. I think this is probably a carpet diff. It needs a ball diff, but I don't know what they make for these. This is an older truck. You would think that I would see more damage to this if it's actually bad. I mean, on my Tamiya stuff, when it went bad, it would blow out the whole thing. I don't see that this is completely wasted. Let's see. So if we set this guy back on here, put that flat that way, and then put this one in that way. Is it supposed to be shimmed in more? I mean, because isn't that kind of doing what it does? So if this is assembled like it's supposed to be, I don't know. Like I said, it's not the first time that this thing has just ground itself down to nothing. Is the idler clean? I see every tooth is on the idler. I even ran it longer than I generally would have, just because I kind of wanted it to eat something so it can show me what's wrong. Let's see. Get my old man super duper magnifying light down here. I mean, I guess maybe it ate the spur. Sure doesn't look like it, but let's pull that spur off and look at it compared to a new one. It's kind of a bummer if so, because it's a lot of tear down for a Spurger. Slipper looks clean. Whoa, what is that? That was a screw. The idler or main shaft looks good. Do I have, what size is this? It's a 75. What's this one? It's an 81. I think I had another 75 here. There's a 75. Let's see. I would expect it to show more damage than this. It is lightly smaller. That mesh, there was no way that it was completely slipping. I don't know. I guess we'll put some lube in here. I'll do a little research on it. It should not be able to slip because it's a gear diff. I don't know, it's weird. I'll probably go through my, I think I have a couple little parts for this thing. Very, very little. What do I got? I think they're right here. I have this for the DR10, which is way different. And is this not going to be the same? Yeah, it's not the same. Okay, I got nothing for it. These are DR10 parts. That would be, I got nothing. Which is fine. It gave me a chance to go through and relube the diff, I guess. I don't know how to test these to see how awesome they are. I guess I have to set that mesh a little tighter. I don't know if we shim this guy a little bit tighter. Does that make it? I mean, it would. we'll do some research and then we'll come back and put it back together with almost no changes, maybe. I don't know. Okay, it's been a couple days. I got some parts in the mail. Let's see if we can figure out how to put this sucker back together. My theory is, because I can't find out what's going on, I think the diff gets warm and it opens up and lets the little pinion gear skip in there. So I got an Ecotek aluminum diff gear. Looks like it's machined really well. We've got some groovy little Ecotek stickers. And all that is, add optional 10mm shims behind the bearings if you wish. Loose is better than tight. Much stronger than stock plastic diff gear, but not indestructible. Important to use black or white grease on the gears and reapply frequently to prolong its life. And I got a number 90463 diff rebuild kit. This should have everything that we need to put inside of the diff. So we need to finish tearing this sucker apart. Get this out real quick. Thing does look like it's machined pretty well. I am impressed with this little guy. It looks good. Okay. So we know the bearing has to come off. The diff half has to come off. I'm pretty sure we just kind of pry this guy up and off. Maybe. Up and off, up and off. Okay. There's that we're not going to reuse. There's the pin. It's got a cross pin in it. Another little cross pin. It's got a washer, but what I really need is this. And the bearing. It's got this little washer guy, but I don't think we'll use it. There's an O-ring that's in here, but the new diff is going to have that. Okay, so there's that. All that I really needed was that little outdrive. This side should be interesting to get apart. So we've got all the gears come back out again. We need the bearing. Got some burrs on there. This will probably be good for my knife. How do I get that out? Let's see. I guess you just kind of pull on her a few times. Get that out. Get into there. There's my needle nose pliers. Oh, they're going to be down here in the toolbox. Okay. That pin. Okay. That should slip out now. Yep. I don't need anything out of here except for that. Okay. Bearing. Outdrive. Outdrive. Bearing. Yeah. Okay. Bearings on these. I'm pretty sure the O-ring does not go on the outside, it goes on the inside. But then this one looks like it flips it and puts the O-ring on the outside. Okay, so that's the spiders. There's the shafts. There's our gasket. And the two halves. There are two O-rings in here. Four gears, two O-rings, two pins. Okay. Down you go. Okay, O-ring, O-ring. So, I think an O-ring goes here. And here. And we're going to grab the black grease. We are going with Team Losi grease because that's what I want. It looks like there's O-rings on here also, which would probably be those little guys. So let's go ahead and take that O-ring out. So the little guy just right here in the middle of this shaft. One out. How do they keep going back in? Get out of there. That was weird. Good. Then we just cut it. That'll take it off. What are you doing? Okay, all right, gone. All right, gone. Okay, wipe all this stuff off again. Okay, and there are O-rings in this bag. There, little guy. Well, come here, dude. Okay, one for you. All the way down here, buddy. Come on. You went up. Dude. Nowhere to hide now. And one for this hard drive. Okay. And I'm assuming that we'll put some black grease on here. Like that. We'll put in a pen. And a big old bevel gear. Does have to be centered. That. Okay. There's that one. And then some black grease. Right. So we may want, let's put, what do we got for shims? We got two there. And two there. Let's shim this sucker and see if it likes that. So we'll take that back out. Let's put in one. Come on. We'll drop one down in here. Grab a pen. Well, how does this work? Well, the pen won't lay down in there. oil. It has to go right there. Lay down. Okay, stopping magnetic, please. And then we're going to rotate like that. Through the hole. Okay. Okay. Pin goes through, one washer, and a bevel gear. Like that. Okay. Now we're going to have a cross pin with a gear and a gear and a washer and a washer. I'll drop this in the deeper one. Should be this one. All the way over there. Okay. And you have to rotate the flat so it's up. And then you build another one. 1, 2. A washer. A washer. We'll set this one like that. Flip around those flats until they're together. And that gives you this. All right? So you can see how it works. Okay. And I did have some 200,000 weight in the other one. I'm just going to build it kind of more like it was when it was new. And I'm just going to put some black grease in there. The gasket goes on like so. Make sure it's outside of the gears, I would assume. We're going to set this on. Let's see. I have 4 little diff screws here. These washers might make this too tight. Let's see. We got that one. 2. 3. Feels clicky. Maybe, did this one have washers on it? It did. Are they thinner or are they the same? These look thinner. I want to pull it apart and put these ones in it. This feels a little tight right now. You don't have one? Where's yours? Oh, it's on my finger. Sweet. Okay. Yeah, let's crack it open and let's put a little bit less in there because I think that's too much. I haven't even snugged it, so let's just pop this real quick while we're here. A lot easier to do right now. Okay. So is it this one that comes out first? Okay. Should we actually measure it? Let's see. The ones that we just had in there are about 18 thou. The ones in the old diff are 15. 3 thou less, which isn't very much. It is a little bit. Hopefully that's enough. If it isn't, then I can pull one washer out from behind here, and then it would reduce the pressure between all the way across. So let's put these thinner ones on. That is about 4 to 5 thou less crossways, which is a bit. So there's one. And there's number 2. Okay. Try this again. Whoa. Getting crazy. This might be good enough that we let it ride like this. It'll probably wear in a little bit. I don't like it when it's all the way tight though. Let's see. Tappy? That matter? Yeah. Okay. We're leaving it just like that. Ooh. Okay. Which way does the diff go in? Does it go that way or that way? Does it matter? Can we tell? It goes over farther there than it does there. I'm going to say it goes this way. Am I right? Let's go with that. Then we're going to have a top shaft. That. We're going to add a little bit of black grease. Team Wilsey style. I'm going to slide the idler back in there. Gonna move this. Idler. Oh yeah. How's that look? Gotta be tougher. Okay. Then this side goes back on over it. All the way on. Yep. It goes down over that. A little diffy. Okay. Then we need the motor plate reinstalled, like so, like so. Yes. That one. That one. Okay. Short screw. Long screw. Okay. That. Let's see, we got a really short screw that goes down through the top into this bumper guard thing. Like so. Sure where that other little button head is. Slipper. Let's put this one that way. That way. We got a pad. We got the front plate, which is also keyed. We got spring. We got a nut. Okay. There's that. I'm missing that screw. That's, oh, is that you? No. We need to find that little screw. It's right there. Okay. Now we got those. Got 2 screws there, 2 screws there, 3 there. I think we are almost ready to bring the truck back. Let's move these. Where'd my cap go? Okay. Let's move some tools out of the way. Get the snot off of them. I sure hope this fixes it, because why wouldn't it, right? It's got to be fixed. Okay. Okay, let's bring back the truck. Here we go, SC10, buddy. Now, this guy's got a wedge in here. Skid goes under, that goes over. We just drop it right down like that. We go with, no, that's going to be 1.5 millimeter. Is it a 1/16? It's going to be a 1/16. Give me these. So that's the front transmission screw down. Okay. And that one. Okay. What do we, oh no, dang it. Okay, let's take those back out. One. 2. We're going to back it up. We're going to set in 1 dog bone and 2 dog bone, like that, and then we're going to set down. Yeah, and we'll put these back in. Okay, so there's 1, 2, we've got flatheads here. They, I would assume, are going to be the short ones, because that would be weird if they were long. In through here. Let's see. So that's your upper brace. Okay. And we're going to flip them over. Hopefully these aren't, I don't know, man. I'm going to go back and make those the short ones. So let's see, will it take the long one here? Watch out. A little transponder wire. Those are rad. I love my transponders. Yeah, this is better. So we'll do the long one there. Like that. Yeah, way better. Now we'll put in the shorter guys here. Tightens in the bumper to the transmission case. Okay. That'll be like that. Then we are going to put this motor in. I don't want to use those little screws that were in there, so I'll dig in my hardware kit here. I had gone to RC Pickers a while back, and they have these motor screws. I think those are really cool. So it gives you a nice conical washer. I think it puts a lot better holding on your motor screw there. Let's see, where's my, there's one. We'll put one there. I don't know, I think they were up top. I think they're right there. Let's do that one. There's one. Unless this is the reason why I didn't use these. We'll see. Then we're going to set on the pinion gear, which I'm sure is a 1.5. Make sure the pinion gear is tight. And now let's slide this guy in a little bit. I just like to make sure that I've got a little bit of movement, not a lot of movement. Seems like it could be a touch tighter. I don't want to go too tight with this yet. Easy. Can I go a little more? Would that do? Too tight? It's just a touch too tight. It's right there. Okay. I'll put on this gear cover. This one. Okay. Put on one of these. There. Wow. Well, it feels weird, but we shall see. Let's put on the body mount. These two little spacers. Nope. Gotta hold them both. Line them up to those two holes. 1 and 2. Okay. This one. This one. Okay, I think that's it. Let's just plug in a battery real quick, see if I've got anything going on there. Yep. I think this battery's dead. Best to not do that. Okay, we're gonna call this fixed. Turn this off. I am happy to have my little Bronco back. He did not get a play on our last little gathering. I think he would have done well. So, just set him back together. This should be good. I'd say the Ecotek diff gear is a nice piece. It should have this guy back on the track. Recommended at this point. Thanks, guys.